get ready for your crypto update. Alright, so I'm gonna get started here. So we're checking today Bitcoin time and date, Arizona time. Here we have Bitcoin. This is the all-time high. So look, when Bitcoin first flew up to a new all-time high section, I was telling a friend of mine, how this was important, how Bitcoin, I call these floating island. Just imagine like on cartoons or whatever, whatnot. If you look at the sky, there's like a floating city. Just imagine like that. And this was just a port right here. So as long as we maintain here, we're still bullish. But then we had the bad data report. So of course, crypto followed the S&P 500 and Ethereum also. So it followed what they were on. So I was like, there's a discount. Now we're back to Bitcoin's back to all-time high. It's on the daily. It's by the 50 Fibonacci. So that's all this is screaming. All the way Ethereum is moving, where the S&P closed by the all-time high. The hopes of interest rate cuts, and it's on everybody's mind. So all this is bringing the market, along with good earnings or whatnot, is bringing the market up. Also, I mentioned about Bitcoin on the daily candle because there's a thing I call the 3 candle box. We have your first candle. Let me take this off. We have the first candle giving you your resistance. Your second candle gives you support, and then from there, depending on what time frame you're on, you wait for the last hour. If it's a week, you wait for the last day. Also, the last 8 to 4 candles of that week, if you're paying attention to the weekly candle. Anyways, so you can see right now, this daily is having pressure of a sell-off. But if you pay attention, because Ethereum is the one you gotta pay attention to. This is the 1 hour candle, and look at the difference. You see how Ethereum has been flying up slowly but still flying. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has been on this down pressure on that box. I'm gonna mention this box. I'm gonna show you right now with all my bullshit on my lines. Along that, you still have XRP. XRP is still bullish. Let me see if I find a box. Yeah, XRP also has a box, so it's most likely gonna follow not Bitcoin, but it's gonna follow Ethereum, of course. But notice these patterns that these candles have. Sometimes Ethereum and Bitcoin will have the same move happening in the same area. Let me also see the difference. This is a daily candle for Ethereum. That's what I'm saying. Even though Bitcoin is not doing a move, pay attention to Ethereum, because that's what's really signaling you, especially towards the end of this day. We're about to close this 4 candle at 1, which is very important. So the fact is, in the last hour of a 4 candle, and not just any 4 candle, the last 4 candle of an 8-hour candle to complete, and not just that, of a day 2 at 5 p.m. So that's bullish right there. So as Ethereum keeps up, and it's about to create an all-time high, you guys, easily by the end of this all-time high right here. We got 2 monthly resistance to pass. We got this weekly, this blue line right here, which is 4,059, my bad. And then the real one is this monthly right here. Let me show you what I mean by monthly. You see how right here we closed the month of August. So just imagine like a strong floor or concrete right there layer. As it gets there, it's going to be hard to pass because it's a monthly. So that's why I mark it with the purple line. As the market goes to that purple line, and especially between these two, this weekly and monthly line, then I struggle to pass. So we may just struggle here, especially because 1 o'clock. If we come across here at 1 o'clock, we're mostly gonna push it here, and then at 5 o'clock push on up. Or we're gonna, if we keep rejecting towards 1, we most likely are just gonna close in this area 1. And then from 1 o'clock, depending on how we close here, we're gonna create. Let me put my indicator on. Let me see find any cushion area right here. So yeah, it makes sense. So this is the cushion area, telling you that the market is still gonna rally if we create support in this green cushion area here. So what I see it doing is, then see that the lower area is down here below this weekly, another blue line. Too many lines, I know, sorry for making it complicated. So if anything, the most I see it just getting stuck here, and then 4 or 5, 1 through 5 again, go up here or try to pass through this. There's gonna be the area that wants to pass right here. So just imagine there's a box like this right here, and there's like a thick resistance before it breaks through this and goes onto this next box, which is this big one right here. Anyways, I'm not trying to make this shit complicated to you guys. So let me put this shit back to where it was. Take this off. So we have Ethereum pumping. It's the last hour of a 4 candle that closed at 1, and you see him move. So that's bullish. Then from there we're gonna have from 1 to 5. And like I said, we're gonna come back down, test this region, and as we come to 3 and 4, go for it again. and hopefully this time we break through this area right here, which is gonna be extreme bullish. Either we're gonna see some strong move at 3 or 4, break through this, or we're gonna get trapped here. And what's gonna happen as the nighttime comes, then it's slowly gonna try and pick up again one more time. We can have a little downtime on Saturday night, but as we come to Sunday again, pick up and smash through it. Those are the outcomes that I see it doing in the next 12 to 24 hours, Ethereum. So eventually, as Ethereum does that, you're then gonna see Bitcoin follow, and Ethereum. Change the color to purple. What else, you guys? What else? My bad for having all this. I'll take it off right now. Bitcoin. You see how? So again, just look at the play. So you have Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin on 1 hour candle. Let me show you the 1 hour candle. Yeah, Bitcoin 1 hour candle still holding there. It's inside. There's a 3 candle box forming. What's gonna happen? I bet you it's gonna happen. Once we get to, it's gonna hold, and once we get to 3 o'clock, then you're gonna start seeing coming on up, and you're gonna see the day break above this 50 Fibonacci for Bitcoin, which is 117,578, and it's gonna shoot above that 50 Fibonacci for the daily, or it's gonna close right underneath it. And then the next candle from there to the next 24 candles of the last week is gonna try to smash through that. That's what we potentially could be seeing. If not, we're gonna take a little dump, and you're gonna see then again recover if everything's good with the data, with the market. If we get some sort of Twitter from Trump mentioning about tariffs, mentioning something bad, or somebody in politics tweet something, it's gonna make Bitcoin go down either Saturday morning or Saturday night, then it's gonna be because of that. But if not, if we're having good news, which we should, and it shouldn't be affecting Bitcoin, you should see Ethereum keep pumping up and Bitcoin pumping up and everything, especially XRP, especially if XRP getting their whole lawsuit deal with. So if we go to Bitcoin right here, also the 50 Fibonacci's. So there's a daily. We have a daily 50 Fibonacci right here. We have 12-hour candle the same, and then we have an 8-hour candle right underneath it, right here. 4-hour candle down here. So since I can't see them because I have on my bullshit, I put them in these bubbles with different colors. Daily, 8-hour candle, 4-hour candle, and I make sure where all of them are. And just notice how concentrated this area is. So just look at the thick support concrete right here. On top of that, you've been on this weekly trend that's still holding, still bullish. So if we're gonna come down, we're gonna come down and fake it down here and then go back up to us. But if we start Bitcoin, if it starts closing here for the day below this 115,000, and then Sunday night we keep holding down, breaking below this trend line, then you should be panicking. But breaking low, being a week like this is good. What we wanted for this week, for the Saturday, to slowly continue going up. And again, you're either probably gonna see this maybe at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock go down, act like it's falling, but then it's gonna pick up, and we're gonna either close the day here at 117,611, or we're gonna break this. And if we close inside of this box, we're still bullish. Just like what happened with, which one was it? I think it was Ethereum that did that shit right here. Let me take out my indicator right here. Or maybe it was Bitcoin on a 12-hour candle. Which one was it? Yeah, right here. I mentioned this box, this daily box right here. I said, even though this daily closes still inside and doesn't make it up here or break through it, it's still active. And the last candle should complete it, and you should get not this result, but you should get a breakout. So that's what we're waiting right here for this daily for Bitcoin. And if it doesn't do it today, just also pay attention. We still got tomorrow. So again, and we're hold and everything. The key area to hold is this right here. I'm not trying to make this shit too complicated, too long, but that's how we're looking for the market, you guys. I'm still bullish. I'll hop on later, most likely at probably 3 or 4 o'clock to see how it's looking. But yeah, thanks for you guys, for whoever's on here.